Hi guys, it's Chris with City Girl Homestead and time for Thankful Thursday. So today I'm also going to do something for potluck, but I sometimes have a very hard time deciding what I'm going to talk about, what I'm going to do, what I'm going to say. Well, I still do, but anyway. I think I've known since Tuesday what I'm going to talk about today. So Tuesday, I took my son to the doctor, and we had to go over to Durand, and I waited outside for him. And this, small SUV pulled up into the handicap spot, and an old guy got out, and his wife had pulled really close to the cement right next to it, and which had rocks. And, he maneuvered getting out, and he maneuvered her walker. And, I mean, he had one heck of a time getting that walker through all those rocks and everything, And he walks over to the driver's door, and he opens up the door for her, and he helps her get to her walker. And they get up on the ramp part, and they're walking into the doctor's office. And, I mean, this guy can barely walk himself. I'm thinking he should have a walker, too. But, tears started coming out of my eyes because... And I looked up, and there was such beautiful clouds, and I just said to God, I go, that's what it's all about. Love. And it truthfully is. I mean, we look at everything in the world, and that's the one thing money can't buy, is love. So then I came home that night, and, I was already home, but you know what I mean, and I keep this little devotional book in my bathroom, and that's my quiet time. And I told Tom, I says, you know what? I know what I'm talking about on Thursday. I don't know what I'm going to say, but I know what I'm going to talk about. Because this is what I read Tuesday night. 1 Peter 4:8. Above all, love each other deeply, because love covers over a multitude of sins. And then I'm going to read the very bottom line, because it always gives you like a little thing to read there, but the only thing that really covers the problem is love. Love doesn't intentionally hurt someone, so when the hurt accidentally happens, the knowledge that love is present will help the healing begin. So I told him, I said, you know what? I don't know if we've covered it before, but we're going to talk about love. And so let's lead in prayer, and then we'll get stuff done, and we'll talk about love. I don't know what I'm going to say yet, but I'm sure he'll fill me with something. Heavenly Father, I ask that you wrap your arms around each and every person listening to this, even if they peep in just for a minute. Watch over them and keep them safe. Again, like we keep saying, those people that just need more than an arm wrapped around if they need to be picked up and you to carry them, I hope that you do. I know that everything is done in your will. I just finished watching A Godly Home, and she did her prayers, and we all know that it's in your time, and if it's your will to heal, to fix things, and whatever. I ask that you do, if it is what you want, to fix everybody's issues that they're having right now, whether it's financial or mental or emotional, physical, spiritually. We all need that helping hand sometimes. And help me to talk about love today, because that's something that you are the best at. You love us so deeply that maybe it's hard for us as humans to grasp a hold of how much that love really is and how much we can feel that love. Because it seems almost physically impossible for us to love people as much as you do us. Sometimes we hold things against people, or we do whatever that, that's not something that you do to us. You just keep asking us to come to you. So Lord, thank you for everything that you do for us. Thank you for loving us that deeply. And again, bless everyone that's watching this today. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right. So today's going to be a fun one for potlucks, church reunions, or even at home. So You know, sometimes we go around and we're thinking, oh my gosh, you know, I got to get to that stuff for the family reunion and I don't know what I'm going to make. So why not an easy fruit salad? So I'm going to take a can of mandarin oranges. These are all drained, by the way. And a jar of maraschino cherries. Drained, definitely. Otherwise it'd be an all red one. Maybe that wouldn't be so bad. A 20-ounce can of pineapple chunks. Just wait till you see how easy this is, guys. Now remember I had those minis, the marshmallows left from April, and I kept them all nice and tight in a bag. We need 3 cups. Hopefully there's enough in there. I didn't measure, so if we're short, that's what happens. So we got 1. My little squirrel caught up with me before I got on camera. And I gave him my last bread, so I guess I have to go to the bread store today. There's 2. Good thing I didn't just put this whole bag in there, because I thought, I'm just going to throw the whole bag in there, but I think there'd probably be double what I needed. And Tom's not the biggest marshmallow fan anyway, but he'll eat it. And there's 3. Tighten this bag back up. And I still have some left. Alright. Now we're going to take a cup of sour cream. And it says you might need a little bit more than that, so I left it out just in case. Just in case we do. I never thought of using sour cream for something like this, but, you know, hey, you never know. And we're going to mix that together. So, you know, I look on Facebook and stuff, you know, and I've got my cousin's son that I've never met. And him and his wife are going through a divorce. And, you know, I keep trying to talk to her even though she's, you know, people automatically think that I should take his side, but, well, she's hurting right now. And so I've been talking to her a little bit on Facebook. And she says, I never want to love that deep again. Never. And, you know, that's really sad that she should say that. But, you know, after my divorce, I felt the same way. Like, there's just no way I want to go through this again. But you know what, you guys? God preps us up. And I think He gives us time that we need to heal. And then, you know, you can make it to where you're ready. I think that love overpowers a lot of things. But I think that love can also drive us kind of crazy. You know? But through love, we heal. I was so bound and determined. I remember my dad, I'd been divorced almost 3 years, and he said, you'll never get married again. And I looked at him and I said, you're probably right. I didn't meet Tom until 2011. We got married in 13. And I didn't think I could let myself do that again. And I didn't think I wanted to do that again because pain sucks. Pain really sucks. But you know, he weaseled his way in through my kids. My kids loved him like crazy, and he loved my boys like crazy. And his son fit perfectly well in the situation, everything too, so I let my heart open. And I'm really glad that I did. Because he's not a romantic man, believe me. Not by any means. My stove is probably more romantic. His love is through things like fixing things or, you know, doing things. And I think a lot of men are like that. So love. You know, you think about God's love, like he never turns his back on us. Not ever. You know, we could do horrible things, but we ask for forgiveness and we go to him in prayer and we ask him. You know, he wants to love us and we don't let him. Well, we do, but you know what I mean. It's like, how many times can he knock on a door and you not answer it? But I don't think he ever gives up on us like that. You know, like, all right, so such and such just isn't ready for me yet, so I'll be over here. I'm not going to bug him. Not going to do any of that. But the minute he says, God, boom, he's right back. And I think that's kind of how things go. I don't know. Maybe they don't. I don't know. Let's take a taste test of the salad real quick. This is a pretty color. Mmm. Mmm. My mouth is full. Mmm. I got a couple cherries too. That's not such a bad thing. You know, you could taste a hint of the sour cream, but not real strong. Look at that. So you ever gotta throw something together for church or potluck or family reunion, whatever? Most of that stuff you'll have right at home, so you can just like and out the door. So back to love. I'm not sure how long today's video is going to be because I'm certainly not an expert on love. I don't think I'm even an expert on love and losses. You know, I love the thought of people that, you know, they met each other when they were young and they got married and it lasted a lifetime. And I think, what did I do? Because I didn't believe in divorce. What did I do? What did I mess up on? And, you know, you think about ending things and did I give up too soon? In my husband's case, ex-husband, he's a good person, you know. I'll always love him. He was the father of my children. He was my first love. I met him when I was 16. But some people just can't grow up, you know. And I'm pushing 60 and he is pushing 60 even closer. And sometimes there's time that you have to grow up and you can't make a person do that. So, love. It isn't just God. It isn't, you know, just the love that he has for us. So, all of you guys that are just like, oh, she's pushing all that Christian stuff again. No. It's not just God. You know, I say as a Christian, I love everybody. And I truly do. So when I say I love you, I do mean it. Now, and I can't remember who said it the other day. I have to love everybody doesn't mean I have to like them. And I agree. There's some people that I don't like. There isn't a whole lot. But, you know, give me a chance. And I'm kidding. Oh, I think it was Rhoda actually that said it. So then I got to thinking about that too. Do you know there's all different kinds of love? Like, there is the love you have for your pet. And, you know, I mean, I love my cats like crazy. I love that stupid squirrel that comes over here. He hadn't been here for 2 days and he came and I was telling Tom, I haven't seen him for 2 days. And I came out here to wash dishes and there he was. And I go, hey, baby, you know, and normally he'll go down the fence and then come back up so that you can see him eat. And he didn't do that last night. Tom's gotten excited to see my squirrel too, by the way. But, you know, I love him and I miss him when he's not here. Even he's a pain when he tries to climb up my house. But anyway, You know, and there's love that you have for, you know, your friends, your family. I'd have to say one of the purest loves actually is for your children. I told my ex-husband, you know, I always thought that I knew what love was. And I really did. I thought that I knew what it was. I was so in love with him, and I love my family and all this other stuff. But the minute that they put Christopher into my arms, I didn't get to hold him for a couple hours because of the circumstances. But I knew right at that moment how in love a person could be and how true love is. And so then we'll go back to God. Think about how you felt when that baby was laid in your arms for the first time, whether you're a mom or a dad, and the love that you feel is so overwhelming. Like, oh, I cannot imagine loving anything more. And then, you know, a few years later, I couldn't hold him, but I asked the nurse to make sure she put him up close to me so I could touch him and whatever. And I touched Bobby, and he just was so beautiful too. And you think that your heart can't get any bigger. I used to tell my mom, gosh, I hope I can love Bobby as much as I do Christopher, you know, and she goes, your heart will grow. And when I held him and I looked down at him, he was so beautiful. Both my babies were beautiful, but I'm their mom, so. And you know, my heart, I could literally feel it going. I mean, I fell in love with him inside of me, don't get me wrong, but you know, the moment that I got to touch him and to know that he was mine and how beautiful he was, and my heart, you could feel it literally just expanding. And when I held AJ for the first time, oh, this is teary stuff, sorry, but he was just so perfect. And Emmy, he looked just like his daddy. And I could look down at him when he was sleeping and I'd be like, oh my gosh, it's like Bobby. And then he'd open up his eyes, and he doesn't have brown eyes, but I can only imagine when you expand that love, like for your daughter-in-laws or your son-in-laws or whatever it happens to be, how much love God must really have for us. And his heart really can expand that big. Because as you add more people into your life, and hopefully I add more grandkids someday, you know, your heart, it just keeps like expanding. And sometimes it feels like it's so full it could just break. But it doesn't. And heartache comes along and it beats it down a little bit. You know, you're like, oh. But then that little bit of love, it just like fills it back up again. When AJ says, I love you 1,000,000 plus 1,000, 100,000,000 trillion. You guys, I'm telling you, that love right there, sorry, it fills you up so full that love has to be the best thing. Even when you get pain from that love, it's just amazing. And I remember with that old man trying to get his wife into there. And I mean, you guys, he was hunched over and he could barely walk. And yet he was making sure, I cried that day too. He was making sure the love of his life was safe and that she got into that building. And it didn't matter what he went through to get her in there. I mean, that getting through the way he maneuvered and could get around, how he got through those rocks, I don't know. I almost got out of the car and said, can I help you? But I don't think he would have accepted my help. I think he needed to do it on his own because he's just that kind of guy. We don't have a lot of those kind of guys anymore. But he was like, he reached out to put her purse on the bottom of the seat and everything else. And you imagine how many years they've probably been together that he still loves her enough to make sure that she's safe and that she has everything that she needs. God does that for us too. I think about the love that, you know, I have for anybody. and that you guys have for each other. And I hope that, you know, even though I rant on an awful lot, that you can feel the love, not just from me, but from the community. Because I truly think that each and every one of us has, you know, good thoughts and wishes for all of us. And I think that our community is built on that. Love, trust, respect. I feel like I'm rambling. I really do. I feel like I'm just rambling. I don't know. It's hard to put a finger on love because, you know, they say it's in the heart. But not really. You know what I mean? So where does it really come from? And I feel bad for anybody that's never felt that love. And if you are out there and you're listening to us, know that there is people out there that love you, even if it doesn't seem like that. There's people that when you're going through the roughest times that you've ever been through, there's somebody out there that cares about you. You know, if you're ever having issues and you don't have anybody to talk to, email me. I'll talk to you. You know, there's always got to be somebody for somebody. And I think that that's the way that the world should be. We look at all the wars and all the famine and just crazy, crazy stuff that's going on right now. And can you imagine if we would just take one day, just one day, and everybody found someone to say I love you to? Even if you're from a different nation, if you're a different country, if you're different people, I don't care. And you just went up to them and you said, I love you. Could you imagine the walls that would bring down? People need to realize we're all one people and we just love each other. And that's the way that it makes the world go round. When we hate each other, there's so much war and so much just craziness. I don't know. I'm rambling on again. I hope you got my point about the love anyway. I had to cut out for a minute. I think I got that stuff back from Jack and I just had a coughing fit. But anyway, I hope I didn't ramble too much today, and that I hope that, you know, I hope that each and every one of you, even on your down days, can feel love. Know that I love you, and so does a lot of other people. So hopefully it was a good topic. I don't know. But anyway, I want to talk to you guys about something else too. So we've decided June 14th is the day we're going to do the homeless. AJ was so afraid that he was going to miss it. And I said, no, he gets out on the 6th. Which is 7th is a Friday, and we could have done it then, but I thought, you know what, Courtney actually gets Fridays off now, and that would be his first day off of school. I didn't want to have him get up really, really early, so we're going to do it on the 14th. So I have gotten a few things so far, but there's some things that I'm missing, and I put them on my buy me a coffee if you're interested. I plan on putting in there, in the bags that we get, putting baby wipes, the necessity bags, Kool-Aid pouches, fruit cups, water. I'm going to put peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, chips, crackers, assorted cookies, and then stuff that I make too. And then I want to make I need to get a hold of the military because we already know the fire department. They love AJ and he can come in there a million times a year. They wouldn't care and they'd eat up everything. But he really would like to see some military officers and so we're working on that. Hopefully we can make that happen. And we'll drop some stuff off to them too. So if you want to, I mean, I'm not asking anybody. You don't have to give money. You don't have to do any of it. But if you want to donate, you can go to the Buy Me a Coffee and, you know, pick out something that you'd like to buy or, you know, just donate to the cause. If not, I'll buy everything on my own. That's no big deal. I don't have a worry about that. Because it actually feels good to be able to give back to our community, and it's teaching my grandson to be a good human being, and that's a good thing. I mean, you guys, he was almost in tears when he thought that we went out and did the homeless thing without him. He was just like, ugh. And it did my heart good. So maybe he's learning about love too. He's certainly learning to be a good person when it comes to other human beings that maybe that are not as fortunate as him. And I'll never forget him going up to that one guy and he says, There's stuff inside there to help you to survive. I was a very proud grandma because you know what? I'm going to put some of those in there too because we had leftover blankets from last time. We're going to put those inside there too. And, you know, there were things in there to help them survive. And he was right. And, you know, he was just turned 5 at the time. And so, you know, that's awesome. See, that fits into love too. He may not know what that means. He may not know that he's showing love to all those people. One day he will. Right now he just thinks he's helping people and he's doing good. But eventually that'll grow into love too. And I don't know, maybe I blabbered on today, but you know what? Maybe it's for a good thing. I don't know. I want to thank each and every one of you for everything that I do, and you guys stand behind me. You're so amazing of support system, and I really, truly, truly do love you guys. And one of you mentioned that, you know, there's not as many likes as there is views. For us to get thrown out into YouTube world, there has to be likes, views, and comments, and that's what pushes you out into the algorithm. So if you can remember, please, I don't very seldom ask this, but if you can like, share, and subscribe, that would be wonderful. And make comments, because I do read every single one of them, and I try to answer back. I'm not big enough of a channel that I'm just going to blow you off because I answer everybody, even if they're not nice. Most of them are nice. Sometimes you get not a nice one. But, you know, the more I do YouTube, the more I just think about it, you know, like I used to say, you know, like when kids would pick on me when I was younger and I was fat, and I'm like, you know what? Like, I can't see. But, you know, if they're picking on me, they're not picking on somebody else. So that's okay. But thank you again for being you. And I really do love you guys. I think you're amazing. The best community out there. And today, tell somebody you love them. If you got a mom, call her up. Tell her, Mom, I love you. Because you don't know how much that means to a mom. Once our kids get to be an adult, it's all on them what they do, you know? So when you hear, I love you, Mom, that means the world. You know? Maybe do something, because sometimes love isn't just saying it. A lot of times love's showing it. So, you know, open that door for somebody at a store today. Give them a smile. Tell them to have a blessed day. You know what? You might fill their heart full of love too. Maybe they needed to feel that love. Sometimes it's not just the word. It's nice to hear it. It's beautiful to hear it. But it's even more beautiful to feel it. So, thank you guys. You guys have a blessed day. Be a blessing. And I will see you at supper.